Hello friends. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made, Bible Stories for Children. I'm so glad you're here. Last time, we heard how the Shunammite woman returned home after many years away. God had warned her before the famine came, and when she returned, everything she had lost was restored. Once again, we saw that God remembers his people and keeps his promises. Today, Elisha travels to the city of Damascus. A king is very sick. A messenger is sent with an important question. And we'll discover that nothing about the future is hidden from God. Are you ready? Let's jump in. Elisha traveled to Damascus. At that time, the king of Aram, Ben-Hadad, was very sick. When the king heard that Elisha had come, he sent one of his trusted servants, Hazael, to meet him. Hazael brought many gifts from the king. He came with one important question. Would the king recover from his sickness? Hazael met Elisha and asked the king's question. Elisha told Hazael to tell the king that he would recover. But then Elisha explained something more. The Lord had shown him that the king would still die. The sickness would not be what ended the king's life. God already knew everything that was going to happen. Nothing was hidden from him. Then Elisha looked steadily at Hazael. For a long moment, he said nothing. Soon, tears filled Elisha's eyes. Hazael was surprised and asked why Elisha was weeping. Elisha explained that God had shown him the evil things Hazael would do, that he would become king of Aram, and the suffering he would bring to the people of Israel. Hazael could hardly believe it. He did not think someone like him could become king, or do such terrible things. But Elisha told him that the Lord had shown he would become king of Aram. Hazael returned to King Ben-Hadad. He told the king that he would recover from his sickness. But the next day, Hazael chose to do a terrible thing. He caused the death of King Ben-Hadad. Then Hazael became king of Aram, just as the Lord had shown Elisha. Everything happened exactly as God had revealed. Nothing takes God by surprise. He knows everything, from the beginning to the end. Let's think about today's story together. Why did King Ben-Hadad send Hazael to Elisha? Why do you think Elisha wept when he looked at Hazael? What does this story teach us about what God knows? How can remembering that God knows the future help us trust him? We do not know what tomorrow will bring. Sometimes the future feels uncertain. But God knows everything. He is never surprised. And because he knows the future, we can trust him every day. Thanks for joining me today. Next time on Wonderfully Made, we'll meet a young king who begins to rule Judah. We'll see another king ruling Israel at the same time. And we'll discover how the choices of leaders can affect many people, and why following God is always the wisest path. Until then, remember, you are wonderfully made. Bye for now.